All right, I want to show you how to install the mtools utilities under our MSys environment. We'll use the mtools utilities to copy our RTEMS applications from our development machine or a host machine onto our virtual machine where we'll run the RTEMS application. There are a couple different ways to transfer these files. You can use FTP, you can mount the virtual hard drive, but using mtools is the fastest way. I've already pre-compiled the mtools command line utilities, so it'll save you some time. So we'll be installing from a binary archive instead of installing from source. So go to my homepage on CS Server, it's Tilda Richardson, click on the E458 link, click on the installing software, click on mtools.zip. You'll be prompted to open or download. You want to download the archive, and you want to download into your MSys home directory. So for me, that's under my Windows home directory under MSys 64. So save it there. I'm going to go in my browser and go back. The instructions that I'm following in this video are in this text file. So we've achieved step one. We've downloaded the archive into our home directory. In step two, I need to open up an MSys command window. Now I see the mtools.zip file. In my directory, I can list the contents of the archive with the -L option. Okay, you'll see that the files are installed under the user local directory. So I want to unzip -D slash the -D option says extract the archive into the root of my MSys environment, which is what I want to do. Tools.zip. And I want to, you probably won't see this prompt because I've actually already previously installed mtools, and it's telling me it's going to overwrite some of the files, and so I want to do that again. You probably won't see that prompt. So now if I look in user local, I'll see that I've got all the mtools executables under the bin directory. Under the share directory, I've got some of the man pages and info pages installed. But if I do man mtools, the man page doesn't appear. That's because under MSys by default, the environment variable is not set up correctly so that the man utility can actually find the man pages. So I want to change that, and so I can change that by going into the etc directory or etc directory under my MSys environment, and remember this will map to C:/MSys 64/etc under Windows in case you want to use a Windows editor. I'm going to use the VI editor here since I've installed that, but if you're not familiar with it, you'll probably want to use a Windows text editor, and make sure you use a text editor, not a word processor. And we need to modify the profile file that's in this directory, and I need to add here into the man path. This is an environment variable set to a colon separated list of directories, but I want to actually add the user local share man directory and with a colon, and do that for both the info and man directories. So info user local share info, and then save that. So I've modified the file here. You'll see the new value of man path and info path. This change in environment variable won't take effect though until I close this window and open up a new command window. So let me do that. Actually, I'll open up a MinGW prompt now. But then now, if I do man mtools, I should see the man page. And didn't have to make those modifications in order to use the utilities, but did have to set it up actually in order to use the tools. The final step here, it says, going back to the instructions, it says I want to create a .mtoolsRC file in my home directory, so I'm back in my home directory. Files that start with a dot or a period don't show up by default under a Unix-like environment. So I'm going to actually, you don't see it in the standard directory listing. Well, it actually doesn't exist yet. So let's actually use the -A option. There are all my dot files, and you'll see I've already got an mtools RC file set up. So this points to my RTEMS virtual directory. So so now actually with the mtools I can get a directory listing of my virtual hard drive, and I can copy files back and forth between my host machine and the virtual hard drive. I think there's another video that shows you how to use some of the mtools, but make sure you create this .mtoolsRC file. My particular, I set the virtual hard drive up as drive X, so you know, I copy files back and forth, but between drive X, which corresponds to my virtual drive on my virtual machine. So I think that's all I wanted to cover in this video. There is another video that talks about using the mtools utilities to copy files back and forth.